Experiencias académicas, culturales y personales compartidos por estudiantes internacionales en el TEC de Monterrey.
I like that.
Welcome to the space in which students from all over the world share their exchange experiences with us. Una visión única de quienes llegan a nuestro país y la travesía de los que se van en busca de una experiencia global.
When I went there,
Esto es Global Connection con Carolina Alcántara. Iniciamos.
Hello everyone and welcome to Global Connection. My name is Carolina Alcántara. I'm an international programs advisor here at Campus Monterrey. And today we have students from Italy that are going to tell us a little bit about their exchange experience here at TEC de Monterrey. And also a student from TEC de Monterrey that had an experience of exchange abroad in Italy. So I'm going to welcome first Verónica Burla.
Ciao.
Welcome. And Rebeca Cataneo.
Hi everyone.
And we also have as a tech student, in this case XHTEC, we have Diana Aranda.
Ciao ragazzinas.
Welcome.
They left me alone.
Well, how are you?
Good. It's hot outside, but it's good.
It's a good hot. People in Italy know that this is good type of hot. We've recently came back from the south of Mexico.
Ah, really?
And it's much more, like the heat, it's much more similar than the heat in Italy. It's so humid.
Yeah.
Yeah, here it's a little bit more
Here
like,
it's better.
dry.
Yeah.
Like when it's 37 degrees here, you're okay. In Rome, you die. So
Yeah, I had the experience. It's actually not that nice.
Yeah.
Good, thanks for inviting me, Caro. I'm really excited to talk about my experience in Italy and also to talk with these two amazing girls from Italy.
Oh, thank you. You too.
Oh, thank you for joining. And well, a little bit from all the people that are listening to us. In this episode, in the past episode as well, we usually have students from all over the world. And for instance, today we have Italy, and they tell us a little bit about their exchange experiences. And also students from tech that have gone abroad. They also tell us in the other side how it's going abroad to different countries. And to everyone that's listening, usually this program can be either in English or in Spanish, but in this case it's going to be in English. So keep listening to us. Y para todos los que nos están escuchando en esta ocasión, como les comentaba en inglés, este programa va a ser en inglés, valga la redundancia, pero es porque nuestras invitadas son italianas y pues, o sea, de hecho una de nuestras invitadas sí sabe muy bien español, pero pues otra de nuestras invitadas también dijo de que no, pues mejor let's go safe, vámonos a lo seguro con el inglés, porque luego si no, de hecho tenemos otro episodio con italianos que se hizo un poco como de Span English por ahí.
Ay,
estuvo
italiano.
Sí, son las segundas invitadas de Italia. No, y la verdad es que sí estuvo un poco curioso. No sé cómo fue la experiencia de las personas, pero entonces mejor lo dejamos a un solo idioma. Y les recuerdo que voy a estar haciendo unos pequeños resúmenes durante el episodio para que estén al tanto de lo que estamos hablando en inglés, ¿verdad? Así que están escuchando Global Connection. Sigan aquí en Tech Sounds Radio.
Crónicas de un intercambio. La experiencia de vivir en México. Chronicles of an Exchange.
Bueno, empezando con Crónicas de un intercambio, donde nos van a contar un poquito sobre su experiencia de pues aquí en el TEC de Monterrey. So far, what has been your experience here in TEC de Monterrey? But before you tell us all of like that experience, I want you to tell us a little bit about yourselves, like where are you from, what do you study, and where do you study?
Okay, hi guys, I'm Rebecca. I'm Italian, yeah, I'm from the north of Italy, a really small town, but I do study in Rome with my friend here. And so yeah, I actually came to like the exchange here in Mexico. Well, in general, my idea was that I really wanted to go to Latin America. So Mexico claiming clutch there with TEC. And yeah, so far my experience has been really great, especially the first days, the first month. I remember like now it's been already 2 months. But I remember the first days that there were all the tours and everything. And it was crazy, literally, because it was so different from our university back home. everything is so modern. There's so many things like this one, like the things to do, things that are so modern. Even the like teachers, the teaching methods and everything. So, and even the classes that I'm taking so far, I've been loving them, and I love everything about this. Yeah, it's really worth it.
That's nice. But from what specific part of the north of Italy are you?
I am from the region of Piedmont, but I live really like on the edge of it. Like it's really near Milan, I would say.
Okay.
That's why I always tell people like, oh, I'm from near Milan, but I'm not really from there. Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
And what about your experience so far?
Hello, everyone. So my name is Veronica. I'm also from Italy. I study in the same university as Rebecca, so we came together, we could say. We are from... I am from near Rome, so I study in Rome at Sapienza. I don't know why I chose Mexico, actually. I don't have an answer for that, but it was like the universe taking me here, let's say, like this. Because so when we choose where to go, we have to put like options, and Mexico was my second one, but not Monterrey. And I don't know why at the end I end up here, but I said, okay, maybe that's why the universe telling me to go there. So I'm really enjoying it, like here. I don't know, here you have all the comforts, like you can do everything. You go to the gym, you go to class, and you don't have like to do like miles walking to go to the next class. Because in Rome, we do walk a lot to go from one class to another. So you have a lot of things. I really enjoy it.
And did you guys met before coming here, or did you meet here?
Yeah, no, we have a class. The course that we take is the same one.
Okay. What do you study?
It's kind of international relations. It's international cooperation and development.
Okay. And what's the university that you're from?
Sapienza.
Sapienza.
Sapienza. Yeah.
And if you would say someone that it's in Italy, like where exactly it's located, like near the Coliseum or like the Fontana, or it's not near at all the touristic stuff?
It's near the station.
It's near Termini, yeah.
Near Termini and near San Lorenzo. San Lollo.
Yeah. Shout out to. Yeah.
And so far, what things do you feel that you have faced, like that are different from Italy now that you're here in Mexico?
I actually think that we are basically the same country.
I was talking about this with some girl before, and we're actually very similar. Like there has not been like a strong cultural shock that makes you
like we are very loud, both. We are both. Yeah, we enjoy the food both. We spend a lot of time with our families. Like we have a lot of things, like cultural things that I think are like basically the same. Even the flag is basically the same.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But they got it cooler.
What?
They got it cooler. Ours is a little bit.
They added something.
But it's how the colors are placed is the other way around, no? Or it's
I think it's
the same.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's green, white, and red.
Yes.
Wow.
Maybe the only different thing is the university, actually.
Yeah, that's definitely. No shade to our university, though. We still want to graduate.
But what about the food? Do you say that it's similar?
Actually, no.
But no.
And actually, I was about to say that. Like, the only thing that you could consider a cultural shock for me was kind of the food, because I knew what I was going towards, but I did not expect to have so little vegetables. It was traumatizing.
Yeah.
I mean, no, because especially the beginning, and we really don't know how to, like, we're still navigating through new stuff and new places. And at the first, 2 weeks, I was like, oh my God, I need veggies. I need vegetables. Where do I find them?
And I don't eat meat, so it's even difficult.
Oh my God.
Oh,
yes.
no.
You're vegan.
Vegetarian. But, it's so difficult to find something to eat, around. When you're at home, you can cook for yourself. But when you go, out for dinner, it's really difficult.
Yeah.
No, I get it. Yeah, I mean, the thing is here in Mexico, I think we have cilantro and onion.
Those are not real. No, but yeah.
And the salsa, I mean, that's like blended vegetables.
That's me when I lie that I'm eating vegetables.
But like the supermarkets, maybe that one is really different, like from Italy.
Yeah. I
Like
think
supermarket is so big. Like everything that you buy, like a bottle of orange juice, you can use it for like 6 months, maybe.
Yeah. It's really like US size thing.
Yeah,
very
because
big.
you're here.
I believe that it's because you are here in Monterrey. Because, well, you said you visit the south of the country, but also in the center, if you go to Mexico City, I'm from Puebla, so I know the difference as well. You will find there more vegetables.
Okay. I needed to go to Puebla. So.
And also the food is really different in Mexico City and in the south. It depends because Mexico is so big that you will find different kinds of food and also of beverage. It will vary in all around the country.
Yeah, in Yucatan, I've been eating
really good.
a lot of vegetables.
Yeah,
No, and I mean, if you are vegetarian, right, it's difficult to eat in Mexico because a lot of our dishes, like typical dishes, have something related with meat, pork.
Yes.
I know there's even like sometimes we have deer in certain parts of Mexico or like rabbit. Yeah, of course, like I think it's a challenge. But but the nice thing, I think if you go to Oaxaca, probably you're gonna find a lot of things that are not
the
made
capital
from
of food, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of things there. Like also,
You have
so I
to
think
try, the moles. They have tons and tons different kinds of moles. So it's plant-based. Of course, they have chicken or pork, but you can ask if
For
you
vegetables.
just want the mole with rice or something like that. Yeah.
Good.
Bueno, pues estamos hablando un poquito de la experiencia que han tenido aquí Verónica y Rebeca y nos cuentan cómo ha sido el llegar a México y que de hecho inclusive consideran que México es muy similar a Italia porque dice que también somos personas muy como pues muy expresivas, ¿no? Muy ruidosas, ¿verdad? Y lo bonito es que dicen que también inclusive la bandera es igual, la única diferencia es que tenemos el águila, ¿verdad? Entonces, o sea, está interesante ver la perspectiva que tienen de México estando acá y también pues dicen que pues obviamente que la comida es muy diferente y que faltan los vegetales en nuestra comida, ¿verdad?
Perdón, tenía que decirlo.
Sí, no te preocupes, es parte de... Bueno, pues aquí están escuchando Global Connection en Tech Sounds Radio y continuamos con la siguiente parte del programa.
A miles de kilómetros, descubriendo un mundo de posibilidades. Thousands of kilometers.
Bueno, pues continuamos con 1,000 Miles Away. And in this part of the program, it's going to be more about the experience of Diana so far in her exchange. So Diana, tell us a little bit of like, where are you from? What did you study? And where did you went for an exchange?
I'm from Puebla. It's a city located near Mexico City from all the people that are watching from Italy. So Puebla is located near Mexico City. That is our capital. I study animation here at Tec de Monterrey, but at campus Guadalajara. And now I'm here in Monterrey with these amazing girls I chose Italy because of the country. When I was, I believe, in middle school, my parents took us there for holidays and I really like the country. And also for the program, because I was looking for a program related in arts or animation, but basically that was more traditional than digital. So I found that here in Tech had an exchange program with Florence, in Italy. So I went there for a semester and I also did a certificate there. I really, really recommend all of the people that are watching to visit Italy, but as well if you have the opportunity to do an exchange program there, because it's really beautiful. I love the food there, the people, all the like the countryside. Of course, the cities are really beautiful as well. You can go to Milan, to Rome, to Firenze, to Venezia. You can also, like, it's really, also you said that the flag was pretty similar to us, but I also like that the Mexico kind of looks like a shoe and Italy looks like a boot.
Yeah.
That's true.
So everything in there is really beautiful. The mountains, the beach. I visited Cinque Terre when I was there, and it's a really beautiful place because you can visit, as the name says, you can visit 5 places, and you go by train and you like go into the mountains, and then it opens up to the ocean. So it's really beautiful. The gelatos, I also love them. But talking about the school, I also really learned a lot about Italian professors because they teach you from a different perspective. I would say like an European kind of view, and it opens up the way that you see things. So I really love the country, and yeah.
And what did you find out? Like, well, for everyone that's listening to us, I know this because Diana told me, but she actually made other 2 exchanges to the UK, right?
Yeah,
And to
Australia.
What would you say were the main differences from, like, I mean, it's because they're really different, I think, to Italy.
Yeah.
What would you say were those differences from Italy?
I would say probably in Italy the people are really warm. That it's similar to Mexico, and in the UK and in Australia they are welcoming, but I believe it's their culture that you believe that they are being like a little bit like tough on you, but no, they are being kind. And it's probably a little bit different because when you are in Mexico or in Italy, people talk with their hands and express themselves doing different kind of movements. And I believe if you don't know that people in the UK and in Australia are being nice to you, probably you will feel like they are treating you differently. But that's the way they express themselves with all of them, all the people. Yeah.
So that people here tend to be, in Italy tend to be more warm.
Yeah.
Than
because
in the other place.
when they talk, like they move and they move their hands and they do gestures like this. Yeah.
Even like physical touch, I think it's a big part. Like I have a friend that lives in Australia, and she loves it. She's Italian. She's full Italian. Lived in Italy for 9 years. Like first 9 years of her life, and then she moved to Australia, and she loved it so much. But I don't understand because like their culture is so really different in a way that I don't think I could really fit in like physical touch, weight of even like going out, I don't know, talking with your friends.
Yeah,
So
when I was in high school, I did an exchange in Canada. Like, they don't touch you. Like, it's like you're there talking, but you don't know if you're friends with them or not.
Really? Yeah.
So yeah, I think that it's really different in the whole world. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I really love the UK and Australia as well. But if you don't know the people and if you're not used to the kind of the way they talk and they interact with their friends and family, I believe it would be probably a little bit weird for a first timer going to those countries.
Yeah, and I think also like people here in Mexico, I think you would tell me, but I think we're really familiar, right? Like family driven, and I think in Italy they're family driven as well, right?
Yeah. Depends a lot on where also and like how the culture is developing, I think.
Yeah, but it's also like it's always like this, but maybe somewhere more than
Exactly.
another place. But like here, they're also welcoming. Like during my trip in Yucatan, I met an old lady and she invited me to her house in Guadalajara, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they meet you, and
We have ranchos all over Mexico.
yes.
And do you feel it was the same way when you were in Italy?
Yes, I really feel people, also senior people, very welcoming. I met a couple that were, I believe, in their 70s. They were traveling because their kids were in another part of Italy. So they talked to me and they approached to me like I was their granddaughter. And they were really nice. And I like the way they talk to you, like what you're doing here in the country. Are you liking it? I remember you have a place here in Milan. They were from Milan.
Oh, nice.
And they recommended me a lot of places. And as well, you want to go there? Don't go. It's really dangerous. So they were really nice people.
And regarding the course that you took there, how did you find that it was enriching in your career?
It was really challenging, but I really found that I learned a lot about, well, my course was also about fashion, involved fashion and drawing. So I really learned how to draw fashion figurines and how to make press releases for the fashion industry. So my teacher, I remember one teacher, he worked at Vogue, Italy.
Wow, nice.
So he like a good mentor in that way. And I really like the way they gave classes, because it's really different from the way they teach here in Mexico. So I really loved all the, I would say, the way they teach and the materials they teach with, because they bring a lot of materials, like the professor from Vogue, like commercials, magazines, so you could learn, and I love that.
Like also like a hands-on learning experience, because I mean he has a first approach to what's the actual industry, so he can give you like an insight.
Yeah.
From that. Well, that's nice. Yeah, I think it's a nice way of doing something that you wouldn't be able to do, for instance, here at Tech, because I don't think. Well, I mean maybe at Mexico City at campus, I don't know, but like there's someone from Bug. But when it's more specific, like when you go to a program that is that specific, it's nice because you can like. Will dive deeper into certain content and learn more, and it's enriching for an exchange.
Exactly. When I was there, it was in Milan it was the Fashion Week happening.
Oh, nice.
So they told us that we could go, and they gave us like an assignment to go to the Milan Fashion Week.
Wow.
So I went to a Fashion Week, and it was I wasn't thinking about when I traveled from here to Mexico that I'm going to go to festivals or events related to the industry, and that was really pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean it would be nice to have as an assignment go to the fashion week in Milan, like one of the capitals of fashion in the world. So yeah. How was the experience?
Really pretty amazing. I went to some shows, and because Milan is really big, and at that time I didn't knew well how to move in the city. So I went to some shows, I believe, really outside of Milan, to a Prada show, Bulgari, and I believe a Ferragamo one.
Nice. Yeah. It's like going to the creme de la creme of fashion over there. Yeah. How would you say that in Italian? I don't know if there's a
Creme de la creme.
Creme de la creme as well. Yeah.
I mean, from the north, I would say that. I don't know from the center.
I actually don't know. I don't think we say that. Top del top.
Top del top. I don't know. Yeah.
Bueno, para todos los que nos están escuchando, en este momento Diana nos estaba haciendo una intervención sobre su intercambio en Italia. Ella estuvo en Florencia y nos estaba contando que hizo un curso de moda allá, y pues que una de sus experiencias fue ir al Fashion Week en Milán. Entonces pues también eso fue algo diferente y que le gustó mucho, en donde pudo aplicar su conocimiento. Y pues recuerden que también nos pueden sintonizar en YouTube, y recuerden que están escuchando Tech Sounds Radio, y vamos a un corte comercial y volvemos.
El desafío, la integración cultural, the challenge.
Well, we're back y regresamos y en este momento vamos a hablar un poquito de pues el desafío, ¿no? Las partes que tal vez pueden ser un poco complicadas en su intercambio. And well, in this case, it's more about telling maybe the cultural shocks, or not per se the cultural shocks, but things that have been challenging during your exchanges. What did you find out that you didn't expect, and how did you overcome that challenge when you were abroad, or while you are here in Mexico?
I think especially in Monterrey, one of the main things that's very different is the how walkable it is. The general I mean, also how to move from one point to another. I know at the beginning, first month, you're like, oh yeah, I'll get an Uber. But then over time, you would start to think, oh, I spent 10 euros and I spent 5 euros. So you try to find another way. And I found that actually the transportation, in buses and everything, it's not that bad. It's pretty confusing, I would say. It is pretty confusing, and I think maybe it works better in Ciudad de Mexico. Or I don't know. But still, it was, I'm starting to get a grip of it right now, and yeah, I don't know, that was really cool. But overall, I mean, and also at the beginning, from the way that people talked about it, I thought that there would be no walkable parts, oh my god, it's only cars. It's not like that. It's actually the other day I actually went to the center walking.
from here?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Hi.
Because I was bored. And yeah, but that was actually nice. I was decent.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long did it took you from here to Center?
Just 8 hours.
Yeah.
Something easy.
A marathon.
The Google Maps says it's 40 minutes going and then 40 minutes coming back. But I think I took 30.
Wow. Then you're fast as well.
I mean, I was with the music, we start walking,
So it was actually, did you went there walking or just to also do exercise?
I actually wanted to go hike with my friends and everything, but then the thing didn't happen, and so I was like, no, I still want to go out, and that's I went to Fundidora.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's new. I never knew someone that make that.
Yeah, I'm weird.
That's not weird. That's and I mean, it was nice that you actually made it walking all the way there.
Yeah. Because I think there's actually sure you can I'm sure there's a fastest route, which is where cars go, but it doesn't take that long if you walk through the parks or through the houses. There's a lot of suburbs.
The houses.
No, not houses. I'm sorry, through the suburbs. Yeah.
Into the houses. Hello, sir.
Can I walk inside your house, please?
Literally. No, but it's really nice.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, I think it's nice that even though we have the perception that Monterrey is not that walkable, yeah, you made it walkable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of Europeans here have made it walkable. Willing or not, we will walk there.
Yeah, I'm walking here more than I walk in Rome.
Do you think so?
Yes. In Rome, I don't walk. I take the transportation.
Yeah, I remember you taking the tram for 3 steps. I was no, let's take the tram.
But I'm just testing the transportation. It's a social experiment.
Yes, you're right. To see that it still works.
Spoiler: it doesn't.
Well, but yeah.
Did you find that did the transportation? How was it in Italy?
It's pretty easy to use, I believe. I liked a lot to use the train in there. It was a new experience for me, so I really love moving in train. Although people say it's cheaper on plane, but I don't care. I go on train.
It's even more ecologically conscious.
Yeah.
But you never know when you get there, because you never know when the train is gonna come.
Oh yeah. Well, it depends. If you go from Milan to Rome, because usually they don't delay
Only with
a
the
lot.
Freccia.
Con the Freccia Rossa.
Yeah. I'm talking about that. But
We go with the
what is that?
It's like
a fast train.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you go with the normal train, the
No.
the regional.
Yeah, regional ones. They don't. I mean, you gotta hope and pray that.
You have to do
They can do it,
manifestation.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think we're like Italians, Mexicans.
Yeah.
We're pretty much the same.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I know that in here we use a lot of the car, but in Europe in general, in Italy, they walk a lot.
Yeah.
They have the tram, and the big cities like Milan or Rome, they have the tube. But in like Firenze, you have to walk a lot.
Yeah.
But I feel like Firenze is also like being small. Like you could not walk through Rome. Yeah.
Well,
Because
you can, but like,
you can, but you'll die. It takes
Yes.
3 days and you get arrested 5 times.
we have a saying that says that you can't reach any place for less than 40 minutes in
Yeah.
Rome. It takes 40 minutes at least to get somewhere,
Because it's really, really big.
and it's really complicated because of the transportation.
Milan, it's like halfway. I mean, you cannot walk all of it, but I think it's still kind of doable. And Firenze is like the best, I think, to walk.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I think, of course, there's really different cities Rome from Firenze.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Also, if you go to Venice,
Yeah.
you have to move by boat or walking.
Yeah.
But there is even more peculiar than that. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
When I went to Rome, I find out that, when I was seeing TikToks, they said, explain like that you need to be aware of the tourist traps.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is I mean, I did saw some of them. Luckily, I was not involved with them, but I was like, okay,
That is.
that it looks like one.
I think it's in every country. Like
yeah.
you have to do the same thing. Maybe because in Rome there are more like touristic things, so it happens more. But I think also if you go into Yucatan, it's the same.
Yeah. But do you think like it's more like in Rome, or there? If you go in Firenze, you can also find.
It's in big cities, and I would
Overall.
actually argue that in Firenze and maybe Milan, it's worse than in Rome.
Really?
What?
Yeah. I mean, from my experience, I would say, because
I don't think so.
I mean, maybe you've been there more. I don't know. But when I went to, I visit before going there to study. I even visited Rome, and sure there are tourist traps. I feel like it's a different kind of tourist traps. Yeah. But I don't know. In like Firenze, everything, like half of the things, if you don't know where you're going and doing, might be a tourist trap. Like, you
yeah,
gotta be careful.
I think it's different because in Firenze or Milano, it's more like you pay more to do one thing that you like the locals also pay less. And in Rome, it's more like, I don't know, you take a picture with a Roman soldier and they ask you money.
Oh yeah,
You know?
Yeah.
So it's
Maybe I
different.
would say that maybe in the north in general, it's more about making you pay more about something, and in the south it's more about like tricking you with this.
Yeah, that's the thing that I was gonna say. From my experience, in the north they charge you more, but when you start going south, probably Pompeii, Napoli, that area, they are like weird scams, like photos, or people that
Or
take
the
you
ones
to
that they put you like the
the bracelet
the bracelet,
ones.
right?
Yeah.
But that's easier to avoid because you recognize that it's like a tourist trap.
Actually,
If you have to pay, you have to pay. You
Yeah.
you can't.
yeah. Actually, I've had a cultural shock now that I think about it here in Mexico. When I was in Yucatan, I was in a parking lot because we were buying groceries. And this guy, it was like a worker or whatever, he was selling these little like pieces of work and whatever. And he put this, for people that cannot see it, it's a little bracelet. He put it on me, and I was like, no, I don't have money. I genuinely don't have money, And then, we said yes, no. And then he went away and didn't ask me for money. Like, it was just like, no, I genuinely want to gift it to you. And he went away, and I was like, what? It's gonna rob me. Oh my God.
Yeah, because in Italy, when they put you like a bracelet, it's as you said.
Yeah, it means that they're gonna ask you money.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think another cultural shock is also like, how do you organize time with people? Like when you're in Italy, you could say like, oh, okay, I don't know what to do now. Maybe I'll ask my friends to go and get an aperitivo. And here they'll be like, okay, let me schedule you in my calendar and maybe I'll find 10 minutes. I don't know. And I'm like, okay.
But do you think it's more about Monterrey, or do you think it's all Mexico?
No, I believe it's the city. Yeah, in wherever you go in Mexico, you will find different things.
Yeah.
But I think it's also the people, because for instance, I think, well, from personal perspective, I would say like if I'm with my friends and we're like, I just call like my best friend and like, hey, are you available? And she's like, yeah, let's hang out, and we hang out. We don't usually schedule things, but sometimes with certain friends, there's moments that I'm like, hey, are you available? In probably a month from now.
But I think it's a lot about like the students. because I don't know, they like, for example, I asked somebody for suggestions to go somewhere like in Mexico, and they told me, okay, I'll make a presentation for you.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
You guys love
Just say.
You guys really love.
Yes, you do presentation for everything. Like Canva is your best friend.
Yeah, I feel like that kind of like ingrains that in your mind. Like, oh my god, you gotta do a Canva for everything. But yeah,
We're really visual people, I think, right? Yeah.
it actually helps. I have to
Yeah.
say.
Yeah, I mean, you have then, instead of someone telling you like all the things, hey, here you have the actual notes, you know? Uh-huh.
When you visit Mexico City, you will find out like people move in a different rush. They move really quickly, and the way it's really different from Monterrey, because you will find that there's a lot of people and they go everywhere. And
Yeah,
but you have to go. It's really beautiful.
I know.
So far, where have you visited here?
I visit Puerto Escondido, and then I've been to Yucatan and Quintana Roo.
Yeah, no, I visited just here near Monterrey, and then I went to Yucatan and Quintana Roo.
Okay. And what about Juliana? When you were in Italy, where did you visit?
I know Rome. The lowest place I've been in Italy is Rome, and then I went to Florence, Milan, Bologna, Venice, Trento. I visited like the Alps that cross over Italy, the Dolomites, Rimini.
Did you like it?
Don't ask that question. You know the answer.
I really like the Veneto area, that it's where Venice is. And there I know Padua, and small towns like Castelfranco, and because they are really close to the Alps, and you can walk there and visit the entrance to the mountains. So I went there as well. So yeah.
Oh, yeah, nice. And would you say that it's like in Mexico that people tend to be really different from part to part? Would that be the same in Italy? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. How would you explain that people are from one place from Italy to another?
Northern people are really different from southern people. I from my perspective, I like the warmth of the people from the north. I don't know why. Probably it's my personality, but from the people from Rome, they are really, they tend to talk a lot, and the way they express themselves is really welcoming as well.
What about your perception? Do you think is it like that, or how would you say
I mean,
people are?
initially it's very, like, we have certain stereotypes that are kind of, like, they're considered true, I would say, as a general. And in the north, people tend to be actually way more, like, because we have, well, I'm an exception, I think, but but they tend to be a little bit more cold, a little bit more, like, distance, because we have the, influence of France, Austria, all that. And we're like, okay. And instead in the south, they're much more like with the influence of North Africa. So like, hi, come to the house, whatever. But yeah, like, and region from region, town to town, place to place, it's a completely different culture. And I was actually, again, talking about it before, that a lot of Mexicans don't know that. And when I tell them, oh yeah, like, they're like, oh, is the north different from the south? Like, yeah, they're two different, like, they're basically two different places. Like, it's crazy. And they don't expect that, but yeah.
And what the food? What about the food? Is it really different also?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Again, town to town, place to place, everybody has their own thing, and yeah.
Their own words, their own food,
Yeah.
their own
Actually,
way of acting.
even speaking, as I was saying before, there we have very different dialects all over Italy, but to the point where me being from the north, if somebody speaks in a dialect, strict dialect from some part of the south, I probably will not understand them. And I think maybe even from the center, they will not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like not only from the north to the south, but also from a little town to a little town that is like 1 hour of car away.
Yeah.
It's the same.
From region to region. For example, in the north, as I said, I'm from Piedmont. But if somebody speaks in close Venetian to me, I probably will not understand that. So,
Wow. I didn't expect that. Like from in Italy, like do you have different? I mean, in Mexico we tend to have from region to region different words for like certain things, but not like a dialect for completely different.
We have a lot of dialects.
Yeah. We have a lot of differences. We're actually, like, because of our history and the way that the place that we are and everything, we're so many different things in such a small place. So, yeah.
And Diana, what was your talking about like languages? Did you find that it was difficult, like not knowing Italian, for instance, or did you know before a little bit of Italian?
I know Italian.
Wow, really?
But as they mentioned, I didn't expected that from region to region it would change a lot, because in Mexico they teach you a neutral Italian, you would say. So it will change a lot.
So before going to Italy, you already knew the language.
Yeah.
Ah, nice! Wow, I didn't expect that, because since you went to the UK, and I was also thinking like maybe I don't know. I should have asked before that, but yeah. But I mean, it's nice because that way, then you wouldn't. You understand basically. You wouldn't have this like. But you, for instance, even though you don't want to speak, you understand Spanish, right?
Yeah, I'm taking some class in Spanish. It's only that I learned from Duolingo. So,
but I
understand everything. My problem maybe is speaking, because in Duolingo you don't speak. You just listen to the bird talking. So the bird talking.
Yeah. But
I think it improved a lot in these 2 months.
Yeah. People have told me that your Spanish improved a lot, actually.
Mine?
Yes. No.
Why did you talk about? Why did you talk about?
No.
Well, for instance, but you, Rebecca, for instance, you already knew.
I've learned it in school when I was pretty young, and it was the basis. But I've always had a love for languages, so I learned kind of quickly, and I practice a lot. I just talk a lot in other languages, so yeah.
And for instance, Rebecca, before coming to Mexico, you started Duolingo, or did you already start like way before, like Spanish?
To apply for the exchange, we had to have a B2 in Spanish.
What?
So I had 3 months to learn Spanish before the application. So I started studying in October of not this year, the year before. And I did like until January Duolingo. And then in January I had the exam to say that I have a B2, and I watched in YouTube like grammar things for a week, and then I took the exam and I got a B2.
Wow! Congratulations! And you're here.
And I'm here.
Now you're here.
Thanks to Duolingo. Maybe it will be in my thesis. Like, yes. In my thesis at the end, when you say thank you to you, I will say thank you Duolingo.
Absolutely.
But the important part is, did you use premium or did you?
No.
No. Oh, see?
No.
You don't need to buy
pay.
I'm just budget traveling, so no premium to learn the language.
Absolutely.
But I believe that now that you are speaking with native speakers, I know in the north they have a different accent. It's a lovely accent, the northern accent. But you are speaking and hearing people, so it will help with your practice.
Well, I actually think that it's easier for Italian to understand and learn Spanish than the opposite.
Yes, I agree.
So,
I try to learn Italian and...
yeah, sometimes if I don't know a word, I just say it in Italian, and usually it's the same, so...
But with that logic, it's the same in the opposite.
You add the S at the end.
No, don't say that.
And that's it.
Well, aperitivo, it's aperitivo, basically.
Sí. But do you have it? Do you like...
yeah, like we, vamos a comer un aperitivo. Yeah, I think we
But what do you drink?
But
but aperitivo is not a drink. It's like a small, like
A small?
like piece of cheese.
no,
because there's some, and probably Diana knows better.
Here we don't drink, but in Italy you have a drink.
I mean,
Like
that's
the
the
main
purpose.
point. Yeah, and the real aperitivo, it's with the spritz.
It's a really lovely, amazing orange drink.
Yes. And
Do
also,
you like it?
Yeah.
Okay.
you get the aperitivo in order to go and have dinner, so you should be drinking before the dinner and during the dinner after, but like you drink I mean, the eating part is just because you drink and you have to eat something when you drink, you know?
Yeah, because you can't show up to the dinners like super drunk, like, oh, wait.
It's like to prevent being already drunk.
So it's like the pre.
No, because it's not for a party. It's more like a. It's very chill. Like, I don't know.
It's
like we
like
have
a-
a lot of
I
culture.
don't know how to
of-
explain, but it's a feeling. It's not.
It's a concept.
It's an Italian feeling and concept. We don't have this in Mexico,
No.
right?
But I think it's very specific.
Yeah, you go and talk with friends and you have a drink or some chips.
But specifically, if you're having an aperitivo, you're having like that drink.
No, you can have different drinks, but let's say that one is like the basic one. Like,
It's like the important one. Like the queen.
The queen of the drinks in the aperitivo.
Yes.
yeah.
There's also this one that's also like super famous in the orange one.
Yeah.
It's the same one.
Yes,
Spritz.
Aperol Spritz.
Is that thing?
Yeah.
What? Oh my god.
Did you ever try it?
Yes, of course. I went to Padua and there was this like festival for
Absolutely.
Guinness record.
Okay.
I mean, it was. I'm
Drinking
honest.
Spritz? I'm drinking.
Of drinking, everyone drinking like a lot of Aperol Spritz at the same
I
time.
think actually it comes from there. It comes from like Veneto. Spritz. I don't know. Yeah.
It's from Veneto. But like you
Yeah.
can choose whether to do it with Aperol or Campari. Campari is more bitter.
No, but it's becoming like a show on alcohol.
and now we'll
You
make a
have it.
drink and you can try. Actually, I was a bartender, so I could do it.
And you can go and sound like the actors from Game of Thrones, like a Negroni, spaghetti with
yeah.
prosecco in it.
Yes,
Re-
yes.
That's
You-
also
you-
from Italy.
You can mix the drinks.
Everything is from
It's
Italy.
If you want to get like specific drinks, like
Yeah.
fancy drinks, Italy is the place.
But Negroni is really, really strong. That is, I would say,
I
to
think
get drunk.
Negroni Sbagliato is more.
Yeah. Those are the ones that you woo if you want to party.
that hit you. Well, everyone, now you know what you need to choose when you're out
Yeah.
in Italy.
Yes.
But also, please come on and go study. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
There's also really nice food in Italy, and we're gonna talk a little bit more about that in the next section. Okay, we're gonna move on. Bueno, en este sección estuvimos hablando un poquito de las cosas que han sido como pues un poco difíciles durante su intercambio, y pues una cosa fue la movilidad, que pues a diferencia de Italia, pues aquí en Monterrey más que pues yo diría que no en todo México, pero pues sí hay algo de movilidad que es un poco distinto en general. Porque pues en México, en la Ciudad de México, pues ahí sí nos comentan que pues ahí se siente que la movilidad es un poquito más que aquí en Monterrey. Pero pues inclusive nos comentaba Rebeca que ella se aventó una caminata desde el TEC hasta el Parque Fundidora. Entonces eso estuvo muy interesante y algo nuevo. Que creo que pues ahí dice que el que quiere puede. Entonces
No lo hagan.
y menos
Broma,
yo,
broma.
yo creo que con el calor que
Con el
ahora
calor
hace.
ya
Sí,
no.
no. Si lo hacen, por favor, no lo hagan como a las 2 o qué.
Y tomen mucha agua, por favor. Hay electrolitos también. Pero bueno, y también se volvió un poquito de un show de saber un poquito de la cultura del Aperol Spritz, de los Spritz y todo esto que del Negroni y acá. Entonces también ahí digo, estuvo interesante. Pero bueno, continuamos. Están escuchando Gold Connection aquí en Tech Sounds Radio.
Impacto positivo. Resultados de una experiencia académica. Positive Impact.
And we're back with the positive impact side. So we already talked about the challenge. Now it's like the nice things. I mean, we were already talking in the last section about nice things, like
Is that there's no bad things.
and in Italy as well. It seems like,
Really beautiful.
yeah. And well, in general, what have you seen that this experience and on your experience that you had in Italy has shaped your life?
I mean, I think talking about university, because we're talking about the whole country, but not about university. But like, we have some like things that are really different in the classes. Like in Italy, you normally have the professor that talks and you listen. here it's different. Like you really participate and do things during the class, and I think it's like it can really improve my way of talking in public, because you have to do it anyway, so better do it in a good way, you know. So it's teaching me how to do that and how to express, like, I don't know, how to communicate in a good way the things that I already know and I have to say. I don't know, like, I think this is having a good impact on my skills, communicational skills.
I mean, we do love presentations, as you were saying, right?
Yes.
And they're actually very fun, and I really enjoy it. And also, still, like, talking about it, I think there's so many, like, outside of class even, there's so many like propositions here at Tech that I actually feel like it's very helpful to try new things, try things that you wanted to do, or like get out of your comfort zone a little bit, or actually get into, like, channeled into something that you want to do better.
I actually think I don't know to say this, but like the environment here is making me do more. I don't know how to explain. Like, I want to do that because it's like a comfort environment. I don't know.
I feel like here the value, like, life, school, sport, like, it's really important.
There's more like a balance, would you say,
Yeah,
in that aspect?
Yes, even though you have a lot of things to do for the classes, because it also depends on how many classes you're taking, but I'm taking 3 blocks and 2 courses, so I have a lot of things. But like, I don't know, you have like 1 hour 3 and you say, oh, maybe I'll go to the gym. Like, it never happened to me before in my whole life.
Yeah, because it's incentive here, like, they push you to do that. So it's really good.
And also projects. Now I'm starting to think, like, I should do that project. Maybe I should start this one.
For example, we have a class that we take together, and we had to talk to experts to, for the reto. And for example, in Italy, you would not do that. Then I would not go to a random, like, part of the Peruvian government and be like, hey, how you doing? Can you talk to me? But I did, and that's really cool because it pushes you out in the real world.
Yes, and you have a lot of connections. Like, I was talking with one of my professors here about my thesis, because I'm trying to write it here about Mexico. So, and they, as soon as you say something, they say, okay, I'll help you, and they send you an email with, like, people that you can contact, and I'm like, okay, my thesis is done then. Easy.
Thank you. I didn't know I needed this, but I have it now.
Yes, absolutely.
That's really helpful.
Yes.
Probably, of course, as in Mexico, there are different universities. In Italy, there are tons. So in the university I was enrolled in, to start with, all in here in Mexico, it's all inside the same campus, and in there you have to move, like, from place to place, visiting all of Firenze at the same day, just to change classes. And as they mentioned before, you have like a practice class, and you also have a different class where the teacher just talks to you like a lecture. They are called lectures, I believe. And they talk to you and they explain the subjects, and in other classes you just go and practice on projects.
Did you took your classes in Italian or in
No,
Spanish?
in English.
In Spanish. Oh, yeah, in English. Oh, am I in Spanish? Wow.
In Spanish. No, in English.
Okay. Wow. And for instance, when you were talking about the system here in Mexico, do you find that how have you find this tech system?
I actually think a mix between this tech system and the Italian one will be perfect. Like, I think we usually, because sometimes some professors are different, but like usually we do lectures for the whole semester, and then we have like 1 month of exams, and we do all the exams, like all the topics of the semester in that month. Here is more like you have this assignment, you have this quiz, like every week, and I think our is too much at the end, but here is too much every time. So maybe something in the middle is perfect. Like, maybe it also depends on how much things are you taking, like how many classes are you taking. But like there are some professors in Italy that they do Esoneri, it's called, where you, for example, instead of doing the exams at the end, you have in 3 months semester, you do maybe 3 quiz, and then at the end you just have to go and do the speaking part. And I think that's a good mix of both. So I like the Mexican one, but I also think if you take a lot of classes, it's difficult to keep up with the schedule.
Yeah, I would agree. I only take the 3 blocks, so for me it's been better, I would say, in the matter of like knowing how to handle that. But yeah, the problem is that in Italy, and I don't want to get political, so I'm not going to talk about it. But the like how classes are instructed, it's still very like traditional, you would say. It's still very like passive and everything. And for example, I'm a person that likes to do. I love to listen and I love to learn that way, but I also need to do sometimes. So I would say that if you integrated the like projects that you do here with that type of learning, like frontal learning and the projects, and then every once in a while you take a test, and then at the end you just have to do the little thing, I think that would basically be like perfect.
Like I love the fact that in class we speak a lot here.
Yeah.
Like you don't zoom out because you participate in the class, you talk about the things and you always know what's the topic because you listen, because you have to talk.
Yeah.
So it's easier to understand the topic and you don't have to go home and revise them and do things like this.
Oh, and also in uni you don't have like homework generally, but it's good that here you have like, you do the stuff, you take time in class to do maybe some homework or some projects that you have.
Yes.
Like they give you time in class to do that. And I think it's really good because it frees you at home.
Because in Italy, you just have like a quiz at the end, right? Like,
Yes.
well, like it's your final grade is the thing that you take
Yeah.
class.
And you can take it more than once though.
Really?
I don't know if you work differently, but you can take it, like you, being that you don't have like graduations like throughout the thing, you can take it more than one time if you fail. Otherwise,
We actually had students that want to do this here, and they were like, "No, if you fail here." Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You take like a final exam or you have a final project. Well, at that time.
And then-
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, girls, it's time to say goodbye. We're gonna go to the summary and closing, and then that's basically it. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank
for
you.
inviting us.
Yeah, but let's move on to the summary and closing.
Resumen. Summary.
And well, girls, as I was saying, it's the end of the show. Thank you so much for being here. And to wrap it up all, I just want you to say like one word that will be like englobing this experience of an exchange.
2 words for me. Dolce Vita.
That's an easy one. I would say loud.
Loud.
Because not only like we were saying, both countries are loud, but like I'm doing everything at 100%, so it's loud. Let's say.
Yeah, 100% actually.
100%.
It's not a word, but it's everything. Like it's a lot. It's been a lot, but it's been a lot in a good way, you know.
The 100% emoji, let's say.
Yeah. the 100 with the like fire and yeah.
Well, girls, it was really nice having you here. Diana, Veronica, and Rebecca. Thank you so much for being here. And to everyone that's listening, thanks for listening to us here at Texans Radio. And come back next Wednesday to have another story with other students about their exchange experience. And if we have to say goodbye in Italian, how would we say it?
I would say un saluto alle aule blu.
That was really personal.
But so you say ciao or?
Ciao.
Yeah, you can say ciao or ci vediamo alla prossima.
Ci vediamo alla prossima.
Hasta aquí Global Connection. Te esperamos en nuestra siguiente emisión, el miércoles a las 11 de la mañana, solo en Tech Sounds Radio 94.9 FM.